Alright, you guys, ZFR back here once again, and you guys already know that I had to get back to you guys about Cyberpunk 2077 patch 1.2. So this patch, a bunch of news and stuff pretty much just started dropping about the patch, and it became really hard for me to pump some videos out for you guys about, because I was pretty busy at the exact time a lot of this news and stuff was dropping on this patch. Not to mention I was a little sick over the weekend. So yeah, with that being said, I kind of just decided to sit back, let the patch roll out, because the patch notes dropped, then they dropped the patch. I thought I was going to have time to record a video and stuff on, so I decided to sit back, play some of the game after the patch, and kind of see how it kind of runs. For those of you who don't know, in the background, this is PS4 gameplay, PS4 Slim gameplay, so not PS4 Pro. And as you can see, yeah, there's definitely an improvement. Now, don't get me wrong, the game still does have a few bugs and issues. I did notice a few glitches that still popped up, like enemies not reacting at the end of a fight, the last enemy standing. There was still a few moments where a transition was kind of jagged and weird, but other than small stuff like that, for the most part, a lot of the technical stuff seems to have been fixed. Oh yeah, and my bike did run from me once, only once. So yeah, for the most part, it seems like most of the technical stuff with the game was fixed with this patch. This was a pretty massive patch. Like I said, I wanted to make a video just talking about the patch notes themselves, but like I said, the actual patch dropped very quickly after that. So yeah, the patch was huge. I think it was like 500 plus changes or something like that. The list was so insane, I didn't even bother trying to read all of it. But they basically, it seems like they fixed as many bugs and frame rate and graphical issues as they possibly could with this patch. Another really good thing they did with this patch was they fixed the driving, or at least they gave you the option to fix the driving, so you can turn the steering sensitivity way down, which, as you can see in the background, for the most part really helped me out when driving in first person and just driving in general. Although this is with one of the motorcycles, so I mean, those were always some of the better vehicles to drive with in the game. But even with the other cars, I can confirm that the driving in Cyberpunk 2077 actually feels pretty decent now. Still could use a little bit of tweaking, I think, in some areas, but for the most part feels pretty good. And on top of that, as you also can tell, the frame rate is a lot smoother. Now, it's still not perfect. Like I said, there's still a little moments here and there where it skips a frame or two. But for the most part, it was running when I was playing last night. It was running a lot more steady, and I was just having an overall better experience with the game, especially when I got into some sword combat, when I got into some gunplay, and just combat in general felt a lot smoother. It felt like everything worked a little bit better. It was a little bit more responsive, and you know, I really was enjoying it, and it kind of makes me want to turn the game back up to harder difficulties, because I actually had to turn it down because there were certain enemies in the game, and they actually fixed this in the past. There were certain enemies in the game that would carry revolvers, and they would be able to one-shot you on the hardest difficulty. But if you well, depending on what kind of build you're playing, if you're playing a build like me, then they could one-shot you. And because of the bad frame rate and stuff, you know, obviously that never ended well. Whenever you came face to face with one of those enemies, you pretty much regretted it instantly. So yeah, I'm probably gonna try on hard difficulties, and I am excited to announce I'm officially working on a Cyberpunk 2077 build for you guys. So with that being said, there's a lot of cool stuff coming. This patch, I feel like it might not have been changes that people wanted. Like, I see a lot of people saying these are pretty much things that should have been done during a beta, these changes and stuff. And they're right? You know what I'm saying? We all been kind of saying that Cyberpunk 2077 clearly wasn't ready at launch, and that this patch is something that should have been done before the game even came out. But overall, I'm happy we got it now, because in my opinion, this patch is going to open up the door for us to, you know, really start getting some of the better content in the future. Not to mention, speaking of better content, there was actually a situation where some of the upcoming DLC content for the game leaked, and we're going to be talking about all of that in the next few weeks here, because I'm pretty sure CD Projekt Red is going to try to start getting some of that stuff that we saw out pretty quick. But for the most part, a lot of it looks like new features for the game, or in other words, missing features, as some people are saying. So yeah, we're going to talk more in depth about that, and we're going to go over each one of those DLCs and give real predictions for them in depth, because there's some pretty exciting stuff there that I personally think will kind of really help the game going forward and really improve the game. Now, I don't want anybody to get their hypes too high yet, because I mean, there's still some speculation about how big some of this stuff is going to be, and even how good this patch is. Because once again, like I said, this patch might have not given people a lot of the content wise they might have wanted. It didn't give a lot of content, but it did really improve the game technically, and that's a really good thing, because that means I'm confident after this patch they can start focusing on releasing new content a little bit. So yeah, I do think we're going to be getting those free DLCs sooner rather than later, and I think this is just the start. I feel like this is the official start of Cyberpunk 2077. You know, last months we've just been kind of stuck in this kind of loop of it being a little on the mediocre side. I feel like now we can finally start getting somewhere with this game. But anyway, tell me what you guys think about the patch down below in the comment section, and hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you want more Cyberpunk content. Like I said, we're going to be talking about a lot of interesting stuff with Cyberpunk over the next few weeks. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys on the next one. ZFR out, guys.